going on? How's everybody doing on this holiday weekend? I'm not doing very much, and that's a good thing. I'm glad to be relaxing. If you haven't noticed, you probably haven't, because not too many people watch these videos. But I haven't made a video for a while. I don't even know how long it's been, probably 6 weeks. But life has been busy for me. I've had a lot of different things going on. My wife is expecting another child, which is great. We're happy about that, but that involves lots of shopping for the wife, lots of doctor's appointments, lots of all kinds of things like that. And with 3 other young children already, it makes it a little more difficult when you have to cart them around and things like that. So that's been a little hectic. We just recently moved. 2 weeks ago we moved. You notice the background's a little different here. We're happy about that. Not really the location we like, but the place is nice. It's a little bigger. It's going to suit our needs, and we're grateful for that. But there was a bit of a fiasco with our moving. We had some trouble with paperwork with our new landlord, and it was just a mess. I don't really want to get into it, but we basically had to do a really rushed move. We had to move everything from one home to the other in about 3 days, and it was completely out of the blue. We thought we had 10 days, we had 3 days. It was just a mess. So that was, and we're still, since it was so rushed, we didn't have time to organize anything, and it's just, we're still unpacking now. And then we went on vacation about 4 days, 5 days after the move was completed. We had vacation scheduled, which that wasn't planned, but it just kind of all worked out that way. And so that was in there, and yeah, life's just been very busy for me. So that's why the videos haven't been there. I've still been watching a lot of you guys' videos and everything, but just haven't really had the time to make any. My excuse for making one today is I wanted to show off my CVS scores. I've seen a lot of you guys showing off what you got there. A lot of guys buying pipes and tobacco and all that kind of stuff, and I'm glad that I did. I can't remember who tipped me off. A few different people have mentioned it, but it finally prompted me to run out there. This was the last week that they had the sale running. Everything was 75% off. Well, 75 to 90%, some of it was. All the tobacco and tobacco-related products. So my goal was to get mini cigars, like the Cohibas and things like that. They were very hard to find. I hit about 5 or 6 stores. Not very many people had anything left, and I wish I would have gotten on it a little earlier, but I still got a lot of good stuff. Before I forget, I am smoking Captain Black White. I've never smoked Captain Black before. This is my first bowl of it. I got some from CVS, and it's not bad. And I'm smoking it out of my Medico Bulldog eBay find, which it never ceases to amaze me how good some of these little cheap pipes smoke. This thing smokes so well for being what it is. Yeah, the Captain Black is actually very good. Definitely the best pouch drugstore tobacco that I've ever smoked. I haven't smoked a ton of them, 6 or 7 of them, and this is definitely the best one. Let's take a look at what we got here. Whoop. There we go. I did go a little bit crazy with what I bought. This was a steel Admiral's Choice. I've never had it. Well, I never had it before. I tried it. It's not terrible. Good for blending. Just a natural Cavendish, just a lightly sweetened Cavendish. These were $2 a bag for 8-ounce bags, $1.99 a piece. So a pound of Cavendish for $4. Can't beat that. The Captain Blacks were $2 a pouch. I wish now that I've had it and it is decent, they had the large tins or canisters for about $11 at the one place. I wish I would have bought one because it is actually a pretty decent tobacco. The Have a Tampa Jewels. These obviously just a kind of a swisher-ish machine-made type deal, but these were some of the first little cigars that I ever smoked back when I was 16, whatever. And I liked them back then. They're not so great, but still they're just kind of fun to have around for a rainy day, just kind of a blast from the past. It's interesting that they have different designs. It shows how long this stuff sits on the shelf at CVS. These are both originals and these are both sweets. They're both the exact same thing, but there's different different designs. These perotis, I got quite a few of these. I got about a dozen boxes of these. These are really unique little cigars. I didn't know hardly anything about them before. I actually heard about them just from some older fellas, I don't remember where, years ago, talking about them, but this one's a little extra gnarly, but they are all kind of that look. Kind of like, the best way to describe it would be like a backwoods that was petrified. I mean, this thing is like, it is like solid. Like, I don't know if I could even break it in my fingers that easily. I mean, they're just, the joke that I heard was old guys used to say they would prop their windows open with them. The big heavy wooden windows in old houses. And you probably literally could do that. This thing is so hard. But they smoke well. The draws are actually really good. I've smoked a couple of them. Very unique. They are only made, they're made with all U.S. tobacco, Burley and Virginia tobacco. And I believe what they use primarily for filler is dark-fired Virginia tobacco. They have a very, it's a unique, but it's a faint, woodsy, smoky kind of aroma. It's faint. It's not like a Latakia or anything, but there's a faint smokiness to it, and they have a very unique taste. They're not bad. Definitely something that's nice to have around for a change of pace, or just to have is unique. And the other thing is these are made in Pennsylvania. They're made in Scranton, PA. Pennsylvania is my home state, so they're a local cigar for me. And I honestly don't think that these are going to be around very long. I really have a feeling that with the way things are going for the tobacco market, just the very, late following that they have, I really don't, I hope that they don't, for their sake, but I wouldn't be surprised if this company goes under in the next few years, and in that case, these would be collector's items. And at about $1.30 a box, it wasn't a very big investment, and they're nice to smoke on the rare occasion. These are just some other variations of the same one. These are a little smaller. I have no idea what these are. I haven't opened any of them yet. I don't know if, I know these, they're called an Italian style cigar. I've heard people call them that, and I know they will flavor sometimes some of the Italian style little cigars with anise, licorice flavor. So I don't know if that might be the case with those. I don't know. Red Man, $1.50 a pouch. I don't really chew. Very rarely, once in a while when I'm hunting I will, just to not put off any smoke and smell. Garcia Vegas, a lot of people say they're the best machine-made cigars they've had. I don't know. They were about $2 a pack for these, which for me, I bought them just as much for the tubes as for the cigars. 50 cents a tube. They're nice because I like to take singles out when I go to work, when I go on day trips, things like that. So just having the tubes was worth it for me. I don't even remember what these were, probably $1.50 a box. We'll see how they are. I don't know. These guys surprised me. The box makes them look kind of crappy. They're not bad. These are probably the best machine-made cigars I've ever had. Actually has a natural Maduro wrapper. That need to sit in the humidor. Obviously, they've been sitting on the shelf for God knows how long. But they actually taste decent for a cheap cigar. They're not, not going to win any awards or anything, but they're not bad. On the other end of the scale, these, I don't know what possessed me to buy these. This is probably the one, these and these I regret buying. I tried one pack of these, not very good. Probably throw them in the closet, maybe sell them at a yard sale, I don't know. These are just disgusting. I don't know why I even bought them. I was kind of just blinded with maybe greed, just buying all this stuff, but I only got charged like $2.50 for them. The sale price was $5. I think the clerk made a mistake or something, but they're just terrible. They're like a cheap Philly blunt. They're just nasty. These were the only long filler cigars that I found on my trips to CVS. I have no idea anything about them. I saw one review on YouTube and he said they actually weren't very bad. I'm going to let a couple rest in the humidor for a week or a month and try one out and see how they are. It's a kind of a crapshoot. But they were like $4 or $5 for 8. Or I'm sorry, for 6. There's some big suckers too. I think they're 8 by 52, 54. I don't know. They're big old cigars. Butane. These were a steal. I got these for 42 cents a can. They were 90% off. Ronson Fuel, $1. So they're just good to have laying around. I generally don't use this butane, but it's okay to have around. These are what I really came for. I didn't find very many of them. I got 3 Cohiba tins, and these are excellent in my opinion. These are the best ones. Romeo and Julietas. I got 6 of those, I think, 5 or 6 of those. Nice little cigars. They're about 25-30 minute smokes. 1 pack. Ugh. Voice is cutting out. I've got a sore throat going on this week. Excuse me. The Macanudos. I got 1 tin of those. And the little miniature, they're not tins, they're just boxes. But I got, I think, about a dozen or so of those. These were about $2.50 a piece. All the other tins, I think, were about just under $4, about $3.90 or so. And these were just, I mean, this made up for everything, even aside from all this stuff. These were just, you know, at $4 a tin, the cheapest I think I found them, buying them by, you know, the case box of 10. I think they're about $12 or $14, all the way up to the Cohibas. I think they're about $17 a box or a tin. And they are very nice. They are very good little cigars. I've smoked one of each of them, and they are all very good. And for those times, I know there's a lot of times for me when it's late at night, I have to go somewhere or whatever, that I'm just craving a cigar, but I really don't want to smoke one because I don't have an hour and a half to sit and enjoy it. And these are perfect for that. They, you know, 20-30 minute smokes. Some of them, the Cohibas, maybe even only about 15 minutes. And they're made with the same tobacco, same quality that a full-size Cohiba would be, and they're very good. So yeah, these are my crowd jewel for the weekend. But the rest of this stuff, I don't even remember exactly how much I spent. Probably $150, something like that, 120, 150. But it was worth it. I'll be sitting on a lot of this stuff for a good while, I'm sure. Letting it age a little bit more. I'm gonna put a lot of it in a coolador, humidor type deal, and let it get some moisture back up and see how they do. But anyway, you guys have a good weekend. It was good to touch base with everybody. Take care. Bald Pipe Smoker, thank you for the gift. Before I forget, I was going to say that at the beginning. Thank you for the cigars. I appreciate it. You guys have a good weekend.